Hello, this is David Crouch once again, one half of the amazing staff of Shaking Up the Algorithms. Joining me is my beautiful co-host.
Tomies.
How you doing? How you doing, sunshine after the rain? How you doing?
I am doing good. I'm doing good. This is gonna be a hot topic tonight. Hot topic.
It's Friday, your hair's done. I shaved my head. We look decent. We grown and sexy. We're gonna bring on the amazing young adults of this world. We're gonna get into the young adult mind. We're gonna talk about what dating apps, what's that, polygamy, all this stuff. It's gonna come out.
Dating. All that.
Yeah, international dating. It's gonna be this is gonna get, and we got a young male on the show. We got your daughter on the show. We got your niece. Oh, it's gonna be real interesting. So I can't wait. You need to start bringing them on now. I'm ready. Let's go. Let's get.
You know what? This is sad, man. This is sad. Let me just do what we do. So because we do have some extra testosterone on the show tonight, I felt it was just imperative that I introduce him first. Gonna go against the grain tonight because this is gonna be that kind of night. Okay. But anyway, Terrell Smith, also known as Bells, is an up-and-coming entrepreneur from Syracuse, New York. And although right now we don't see his name on TV screens, newspapers, or in media blogs just yet, Terrell is making a huge impact within his local community. This young man not only is business-minded, but using his savvy to bring others with him. Ty has a blooming enterprise where he has hired many people of color that would be otherwise overlooked in the corporate world. His company, which is called Bell's Approved Asset Management Corporation, LLC, gives young men and women the opportunity to be a part of something larger than life. Okay. Ty also offers financial advice on stocks and bonds and relationship advice as well. Ty is not about pleasing everyone, but simply aspires to operate as a successful, wealthy man while remaining true to his dreams. So without further ado, let's bring up Terrell Bells Smith to the stage.
That's what I'm talking about.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I thought Denzel was coming on the screen. Come on, Denzel.
I'm so excited for the topic, man. Put your gloves on, man. Put the gloves on. I am ready to spar.
You and me both, sir. You and me both. Well, you might as well bring the ladies on. Let's go.
Yes, please. Let me do that. All right. So next up, we have Kaya Jones, who is a local Cantabrigian artist, meaning she lives and resides in Cambridge, Massachusetts, who has taken the art world by storm. She goes by the name of Creative Kai, and to fulfill her creative endeavors, she acts as a personal care assistant by night and a financial aid specialist by day at the Roxbury Community College. She also happens to be my younger cousin. As you can see, the artistry and still in the gene pool. She's beautiful and she is real. So let's bring Kaya to the stage as well.
Hey. Hello again.
All right, and last but certainly not least.
Bless our hearts, Lord.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Come on,
this young lady is a recent culinary graduate working on cultivating her brand as a personal chef. She's an avid traveler, foodie at heart, and lover of music. Not to mention, she's also my offspring. I call her Shawan 2.0 because she's 2 times better than me, but can also be 2 times worse at times. So I love her dearly. And with that, let me introduce my firstborn, Shayla, to the stage. Come on up, Shayla.
Hey, y'all. Hey, how you doing?
Hey. Team Light Skin. I heard. Oh my!
I'm ready.
Oh.
How y'all doing today? How y'all doing?
We good.
I'm ready.
Well, like I said, I have a video that I have been saving because I've been excited about this topic since I first introduced it to you all, and I was like, I gotta find something that's gonna, spark a nerve in this conversation because we're talking about so many things, but it's all gonna tie in together. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip, and then we're gonna kind of have a conversation about it. So here we go.
Don't care. Just don't bring me home a disease or outside baby. Men are not supposed to be with one woman. Y'all are kings. Y'all can be with multiple women. All of them women you are entertaining, make sure you make them happy. And we all can get along. One big family. I don't run no nigga down. Hey, baby. As long as I'm happy, she happy, we good. No babies, no disease. I ain't gotta kill nobody. We good.
So that clip talked about polygamy and having a happy family with many couples or many mates, many partners, in order to keep your unit safe. Keep, you know everybody knows everybody, and you equally share. Now I'm gonna just keep it honest. I'm kind of not big on that aspect. I don't believe in sharing. To me, that's like cheating, you know. So I'm sure there are going to be, some other opinions, other perspectives. So I would love to hear some of the other perspectives tonight, because maybe I can be enlightened.
Well, I want to say this real quick. One, it's only cheating if it's not if it's not understood.
Correct. It's cheating if it's not, if there's no commitment and actual communication.
And number two, being in that situation, you wear yourself out. That's too much. I ain't doing all that. Too old for that. I can't. I could barely deal with one. Two, I can't do it. I'm gonna jump out of a building, commit suicide. I can't do it. It's just too much in one spot. And when two women are in one house, that's gonna be a problem. It's always gonna be. It usually is, right. So my thing is, I could, if you got the money to do that, that's fine. It's beautiful, but the tolerance, it's the tolerance. I don't think it's the bread. It's the tolerance to deal with it. So I couldn't deal with it. So
I understand, like, when it comes to tolerance. I first want to say that you don't find polygamy. Polygamy finds you, in the sense of, like, you got to build a relationship with yourself. The first thing that my grandfather taught me about polygamy was understanding your self-worth and understanding that you can choose whoever you desire, but you got to choose yourself first. His favorite saying would be, stay true to self before any man, woman, or child. And I used to ask myself, why did he used to say any man, woman, or child, right? Because we have different circumstances where we be in relationships and we change ourselves for the men that we with, or the women that we with, or the kids that we have, right? And so one thing that I really pride myself on when it comes to being polygamy is, or polygamous is, really valuing myself in the relationship that I have with myself first, right? And then not really looking at a person as a possession, but more as an experience, right? You don't really view your daughters, your sons, and stuff like that as possession. You shouldn't. They're not a phone or device that you can upgrade. They are a person that's trying to live an experience, right? And so a lot of times the women that I talk to, I tell them, like, don't look at me as something that you will lose or break or misplace. Look at me as something that you can experience and learn from. And even if we don't work out, you still gain something called an experience. You gain more wisdom from the relationship, right? And I feel like that is what I've learned from being in polygamous relationships overall, is literally what I desire for myself first, and then allowing the communication and not judging myself for figuring out what I want from my significant others and partners.
I think the question is, how many women concede to that, who want to do that? Is that like common now? Is that more common?
So nowadays they say open-minded women are way more reasonable to dating people who have multiple partners. Currently right now I have 3 wives, right? And the reason why I say wives, because I don't really believe in boyfriend or girlfriends, right? I believe that if I'm going to settle down with you at 27 years old, I'm looking to start a family, I'm looking to build a household, and I'm looking to be able to establish some type of financial freedom and financial wealth, right? So it's like, if you're living in a household with me, if we're having kids together, and or we're trying to build towards a household, you're a wife. See what I'm saying? Or you're a husband in my eyes. See what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's a lot of commitment for somebody that's a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? So that's why my grandfather never really, gave me the concept of having a boyfriend or girlfriend, because he taught me, like, think bigger than that. See what I'm saying? You already have a certain significance and standard for yourself. Why not take yourself to that next level to know, don't have kids with this person, don't sit situation and start living with this person, right? Don't do the things that young people do out of curiosity, and then focus on the long-term plan. That's why I'm young and I don't really have any kids and stuff like that. Not because I didn't want any, but I already knew the long-term plan that I had. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times when you're young, you kind of go through that lust phase, and you go through that phase of like, I just want to make my significant other happy. And that causes a lot of like making drastic decisions too fast. You see what I'm saying? While you're learning about yourself in the process and learning about the significant other in the process, it's like you guys get to take your time versus rushing the process, hence rushing the experience.
Okay, Shayla and Kyla, what do y'all feel about that? How do y'all feel about that?
Go ahead first, Miss Jones.
No, you go ahead, Miss Jones, because I see your wheels spinning over there, both of y'all.
Right.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean,
Morning.
as far as this is just a lot to process. I know personally for me, I'm on the same page as long-term goal, having a husband and all that and wanting kids, but my significant other also having multiple partners. I mean, I just think of it as like, we might as well just be dating other people, because I mean, like, it's just like, as far, like, me personally, I have a daytime job and an evening job. And thinking about splitting my time amongst multiple people, I mean, we only got 24 hours in the day. So, on top of also, when you're creating connections with people, you're also hearing about, their life, their experiences, as well as helping them with their life and their experiences. And then you also have your life and your experiences. And then thinking about the multiple partners and dealing with their multiple life experiences and trying to help them out. Again, we only have 24 hours in the day. My thought process is pretty slow. I'm not going to hold you. So if I'm trying to process your life experiences and you're going through some stuff and then your stuff affects my stuff, my day just gets slower. So I'm definitely the type of person who will date multiple people when it comes down to my lifetime goal of, having that family that I do want. I just want one person. It's like I can't do multiple people. It's just living in the city, you already are dealing with multiple people. So, and like dating multiple people just to find that one. That's just basically how I've experienced life in love and desire. Um, no, you're looking at many, you're experiencing many to find that one, not to just uh, looking at the many to settle down with the many, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
How about you, Shayla? Why?
Well, okay, so you said something about like you have 3 wives and you call them wives. Um Personally, like when it comes to that aspect, I'm curious to know why you call them your wives. Okay, so I feel like the term partner should be used because, like, yeah, you're having, well, you talking about having kids and whatever, like, but did you actually marry these women? I don't know. I feel like the term wife and the term husband is, I'm not going to say for just monogamous relationships, but like, I feel like those are terms that shouldn't be used lightly.
No, it's funny that you bring that up. I agree 1,000%, right? And in the general terms, that's why I don't really like using that. I always think I be manifesting when I speak like that. But if anyone ever to ask me, that is my spiritual partner, that is my life partners, that is the people who I want to spend the rest of my life with, right? So a lot of times when I describe the people that I'm dating, I specifically either say their name or I talk to them as my spiritual partner. All three of us, or all four of us for that nature, are all spiritual, but we all have different belief systems. And that's one of the things that I like as well, is because I'm an omnism, right? So I believe in multiple religions, I believe in multiple philosophies, and just multiple truths, right? And so it's a good thing that I can be able to learn from so many diverse cultures. You know what I mean? One of my partners, she's actually Muslim. I'm actually Muslim as well, in the sense of like, I follow a lot of the Muslim traditions, even though I believe in multiple things, right? And so I feel like we get to have a certain dynamic and relationship structure, knowing that we can be able to study the same things. Now, I don't try to judge my significant others on their actual belief systems, hence going back to meeting them where they are, letting them enjoy the experience as is. And so I also let them believe what they want to believe in. See what I'm saying? So then that way they can further their journey and they can be able to understand the things that they want to understand, right? So it's like I'm giving them the leeway to find themselves while still being able to build that lifelong partnership. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. Understood.
I got a point here. And
Wait,
this is something that I've kind of learned. And I'm not to steal your thunder a little bit, Shayla, but I kind of agree with what you said, because I think when we use that terminology, husband or wife, it's loosely used for one, but also what people don't understand as far as even a spiritual aspect. Once you consummate with somebody, technically they are your wife or they are your
Correct.
wife. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? So in a lot of different ways, that solidified your commitment.
And that's why, not to cut you off, like that's why I believe that like I don't have sex with just anybody. I practice abstinence for over 3 years. I really try to control myself mentally, spiritually, and physically, so then that way I can know the difference between lust and actually love. See what I'm saying? Being able to know if I'm just physically attracted to somebody or spiritually, emotionally attracted to them, right? And so like it taught me a lot about discernment on the type of woman that I'm looking for, right? Her morals, her values, if she can be a good mother, if she could be a good wife. That's why I said you kind of gotta think past the whole boyfriend and girlfriend thing, especially in polygamy, because it's like people already don't trust easy. See what I'm saying? So the three things that people always ask me is, where do I fit in your relationship? How do you feel about me? And do they know about me? See what I'm saying? So it's like those dynamics is already needs to be established in the beginning of relationships. And as long as you can communicate that out, it makes it so much easier for them to be able to focus on themselves, like from going to school, work, or whatever, and still giving the energy and time into me, right? And that's something too that I really like, is that you don't have to give extra energy that you can't apply. And that's the best part about being polygamous. Is like, if I don't have the emotional effort at that time or mental effort at that time, you can say I'm mentally tired, and you don't have to be obligated to give somebody that attention. See what I'm saying? And I think that also comes with communication, to say, hey, listen, I'm just not mentally together today. See what I'm saying? And so now it's like you're allowing your partner to kind of recharge, you know what I mean? And still building the relationships with the other people that you have without feeling guilty about it. See what I'm saying? It's been times where, one of my partners wanted to go to bed early, and that gave me time for me to talk to another significant other and actually build on that bond. She may have insomnia, she may have anxiety, she may deal with sleeping problems. So it's like I get to nurture that relationship, not because I'm trying to be like, misleading or anything like that, but that's just the time and priority that I made. You see what I'm saying? So it also allows me to create a different dynamic of prioritizing my time with the women that need me most. See what I'm saying? Maybe You may need me on the morning times because you deal with a lot of things in the morning time. Maybe you may need me in the afternoon because you just get off of work and you just want to wind down and talk to me. They communicate that with me because they know the dynamic relationship that we have.
I like what you're saying. The only thing about that, because I have a daughter,
Mm-hmm.
only thing about women that I've learned is women like to be put first.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like you to have options. They like
Mm-hmm.
the everything.
Mm-hmm.
So when you infiltrate that mindset, that's when it becomes, I think, a threat or a problem to
Mm-hmm.
women that don't agree with what you're doing. Like I understand what you're saying because you make very good points. You get to learn one another, you get to learn yourself. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? You get different aspects, you're open-minded, you're
Mm-hmm.
not you're not confined to not learning everything. I
Mm-hmm.
love that aspect of what you're saying. But the thing about I've learned about women is that women don't like to be second.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Well, that is true, but what I also realize is women sometimes have curiosity, right? And a lot of times when they're in monogamous relationships, you ever hear, I was too young, I didn't get to experience
Right.
other people. So it's like a lot of times they make immature decisions out of dating and feeling responsible because of parents, social norms, and things of that nature, right? So when it comes to someone saying like, am I a priority in your life? They know that they're a priority in my life, or they wouldn't even been able to have the time that they have with me because they know that my time is very, very valuable. See what I'm saying? So they're looking at it as like a respect thing. Like, this man literally runs multiple businesses. He can have anybody attention that he wants, and he still makes the time out to prioritize me every single day. From if it's a good morning text, from it's babe, make sure you eat, make sure that you get water, make sure you pray, make sure, like, I put in more consistent work than somebody who's a part-time or full-time part-time. See what I'm saying? Just from my prioritization and the fact that I actually make an effort. You see what I'm saying?
The only thing I think from what you're saying, what makes that make sense and tolerable is the fact that you're honest.
Right.
Like
You
like
got
like
to be
there,
honest.
there's
Right.
no there's no hiding. There's no okay. I'm not gonna say this. There's
Correct.
no no discrepancies in not being able to be open. That's the only thing I think that saves you, gives you grace in that mindset.
Now,
Other than that, that probably would be an issue.
no, I agree, and there's a lot of ego and pride that went into when I first started, my journey in being polygamous. Because at the end of the day, I dated a lot of open-minded women and a lot of free-spirited women who
Right.
were bisexual, right? So it was times where I didn't understand the concept of what they call a metamor, or someone that you don't have a significant relationship sexually with, but your partner is dating that person. So, like, for me, I didn't always feel comfortable with having my significant other have a metamor, right? And it took me a long time. I would say, I started my journey around like 16, 17. It wasn't until I was like 24, 25 where I was considering, like, you know, maybe you don't need to be the, well, like you said, the end all be all, right? You know what I mean? I'm not a person who, I may travel a lot. I may, not be the most emotionally attached, right? So I have to understand that women have certain needs as much as I have certain needs. And they also respect that as well, because a lot of times women are like, well, I really like this woman, but she doesn't really dig guys, right? So how do you feel about that? And I was able to be a mature individual to say, like, she's not dating me, she's dating you. See what I'm saying? So it creates a trust factor to be like, wow, like, not only do I allow him to be free spirit and do the things that he wants, it's not like he's judging me for having a wife or even having another man and feeling like that's a problem, right? Because a lot of women always ask me, well, Ty, can she have a significant other? Of course she can, but did we communicate that? Are you going tit for tat, or are we communicating what your morals, what your values, and what your goals is? See what I'm
Okay,
saying?
okay. Well, see, here's another thing that I'm looking at what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
When you say the word wife and all that stuff, there is a commitment involved. See, when you
Correct.
when you just said that, okay, well, my wife or significant other can have somebody else. See, that's gonna be another issue.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is that when you use the word wife,
Mm-hmm.
there is a reverence in that commitment. There,
Mm-hmm.
there is a there is something that you can't play with, because
Mhm.
wives, it's like that's yours. That's
Correct.
who you're with. That's who you're investing in. That's who you're building up. That's who you're confiding in and all that.
Correct.
So
Mhm.
I've been married. I've been married twice, and my thing is, there is no way in hell, and this is just me. Everybody ain't play their opinion. That I'm gonna be with somebody, and you can just be like, okay, honey, I holler at you in the morning. I'm going to Fred's house. The devil is 10 lies. It's not gonna
Well,
happen. I'm just
I have
saying,
a
no.
it
question.
ain't gonna happen.
Well, I really want to hear other people's perspectives, because it's not like it's not so much of like you're allowing everybody into your space, right? We communicate everything. See what I'm saying? Everything is overly communicated to the point who you're texting and talking to. See what I'm saying? So it allows us to say, I'm interested in this person. What do you think? Like a lot of
Uh,
times women look for, go ahead.
Well,
Another thing
I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
say is when
say,
you deal with outside people, since you talk about energy and spirits and all that stuff, you don't know who they dealing with, you don't know
and
how
that's true.
often they dealing with them. It's a lot to that.
Stay
When
prayed up.
you have soul ties involved, and
That's
you have
true.
all this stuff involved, and you're bringing that spirit, even if it's not the person, into your home, into your
Hmm.
bedroom. So
Hmm.
you got to deal with them and that. So it's
Hmm.
like it's a lot to it too. There's a lot of spiritual stuff to that
Yeah,
too.
I like to do a lot of cleansing and a lot of grounding in
Well,
my.
you have to do that every day.
Yeah, for sure, for
You
sure,
have to do that
for
every day.
sure, every day, like
But
spiritual, like because like I
I
don't
got a
like to.
question.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So can we just define polygamy real quick? Because I'm a little confused on it right now. So is it like validating, like everyone is confirmed that we're all in a valid relationship, or is it like dating multiple people and
So
everybody in that
That's
circle
a good
knows about
question.
it?
That's a good question.
it's polygamy and polygamous, right? So polygamy, they say, is when you actually live in one household with your significant other. So there's three people dating each other. Now, polygamous is when you're actually dating multiple partners and you're just allowing someone to have a significant other besides you. See what
Mm,
I'm saying?
mm.
Mm.
So
Okay.
one is more of a tightly netted relationship of threes. Like for example, like I like to use certain dynamics of, because you talked about partners, right? I can have an actual life partner, or I like to call it a soul tie, right? But then I can also have something called a unicorn. A unicorn is someone literally looking to be a third, right? They already know that they're interested in girls and guys, or they're interested in the concept of girls and guys, and they know that they want to come in and actually fit the mold of a third. See what I'm saying? And there
Mm.
are people who go on apps looking to be thirds. See what I'm saying? I even thought about being a third, because again, I even thought about two women already dating, maybe looking to have kids, maybe looking to have someone who's more of a alpha male, who's not really jealous or really insecure or anything like that. They actually look for those type of relationship structures, so then that way they don't have to change their dynamic. See what I'm saying? It's somebody who's easily mutable, who can actually join in on the conversations, join in on the actual finance part, and join in on the overall building of the household. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Shawan, what you feel about that old school? I got my own opinion. What do you feel about that?
Wow. I'm sitting
I think
here.
it's very interesting,
I'm
but
like, Tayon, this is heavy to me. This
it
is
is.
real heavy.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's deep.
Now,
That's deep.
what I was trying to say too is, okay, so what in actuality is even the significance or the importance of being a polygamist
Mm-hmm.
or being in a polygamy
Mm-hmm.
relationship where ultimately you're just trying to get to know somebody anyway. Can't you do that just one-on-one with somebody? Like you can take
Well,
the time to say, hey, I feel like this in any
mhm.
relationship or getting to, in any connection per se. Let's say that in any connection, you have to take time to get to know that person anyway, to even feel out whether or not this is somebody you care to be with, or whether or not you all have the same values and things of that nature.
Mhm.
because ultimately with anybody, I don't care whether you're in that genre or if you're just in a regular type of connection, you're always going to meet the representative in the first 6 months anyway.
Right.
So you're going to need to filter out if that person is going to endure. You know what I'm saying? As Crouch would always say, you got to get 365. You know what I mean? In 365 days, you're going to figure out every aspect of this person because
you're going through every season. Right.
Correct. You know, you're going to learn every aspect of this person because even a liar can't uphold a lie that long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I guess in that instance, it's almost like, well, what would be the significance of having a multiple partnered relationship or interaction when you can, you know, put your specific time into that one person, get to know that one person, or even if you say, hey, I want to have, you know, I'm trying to interview a few people, okay, and I'm getting to know these people, but you know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
And you know what, Shawan? The only benefit I see really is financially. Other than that, I don't see no other benefit.
It's not just.
My thing is, I can smash. I can go house to house and smash whoever the hell I want to.
Sexual desire, yeah.
What else? What else is there for? I mean, I don't need 5 of y'all in the same house where I can go room to room. I can see y'all individually at y'all crib, and I can come back to my crib alone in peace. I don't need my peace broken with 5 women in the crib.
And that's true.
And then
that's
all
true.
y'all on that time of the month. Oh no, I ain't got time.
That's the worst, man. That's the part that's like
I ain't got time for that. That's too much.
And that's the thing, Tyrell. I wonder, like, when you talk about how you prioritize the women that you date. So what happens? And touching upon the fact when David was talking about how women like to be put first, they like to be priority. I like to be priority. And I know that when I date men who have kids, I kind of believe that, like, it's not going to go far. Like, they're just going to be a fun time for me. They're not really going to be anything like a longevity wise. So, like, going back to you prioritizing a woman, have you ever experienced a woman texting you at the same time? Like, hey, good morning. And then, you know, they're wanting your attention. And then one gets mad that they're not getting their attention.
Let me say something real quick, and then he gonna let. I gotta say this real quick. When you're dealing with all these women, you spreading yourself too thin.
I don't think so.
You ain't going.
It's not.
My thing is, you dealing with 4, 5 different personalities, 4, 5 birthdays. Lord God forbid if they have kids. 4, 5. That's a lot. That's a lot. And then everybody nowadays have a love language. So my thing is, one over here won't touch, one over here won't give, one over here won't conversation.
That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it exciting. Like, and it's like, I'm being real with you. Like, they all know me in different ways. Like, it's imagine somebody being able to scratch an itch that somebody else couldn't scratch. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's really what it's like. Like, and going back to what Kyla's asking, right? So when it comes to, hey, listen, morning times, they know that I have a strict schedule. I have my meetings at like 9, 10 o'clock. They know that I like to be out of work by like 8, 9 o'clock. So they have their own schedules, right? And one thing that I can say is I gotta give props to, you know, my partners, is that, like, they actually try to work the schedule, make the schedule work. See what I'm saying? If it's not going to be a commitment, if it's not going to be something consistent, then you shouldn't even be in a polygamous or a polygamy relationship. See what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm saying. It takes that consistency to build on the relationship. You know what I mean? So of course, some days, hey, I fell asleep. Or some days, hey, shit, I forgot to text you back. They don't judge me because I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Because they go through similar things. Like, I'll give you an example. One of my partners, she works a lot. She makes $50,000 a month, though. She does insurance. So from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., she's on calls all day. I can't talk to her. Maybe an hour, maybe 30 minutes. From 9 to 9, she's working. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I know what our goals is. So when we go on vacations and stuff, now I can be able to build on that relationship. See what I'm saying? So it's all about prioritizing and understanding, like, what exactly you're looking for from the relationship and work towards that. You know what I mean? And one thing I can say is that to have 3, you got to start with 1. See what I'm saying? I hate when people ask me, well, am I this? Like, no, know your place in the relationship first. Stop worried about 2, 3, 4, 5. See what I'm saying? Because if you lose spot number 1, then you're not in the equation at all. See what I'm saying? So a lot of them understand this. At the end of the day, I know where I fit into his life. I don't need to question that. You know what I mean? The thing that I really need to question is what kind of kids are we going to have, where we're going to live, and the things that we need to do. We don't think about the unknown. I ask them all the time, do I have kids? Do I live with anybody? Do I have a ring on my finger? See what I'm saying? So how can you ask me about a role that is not filled yet? See what I'm saying? And so it's like you got to understand that you're still working towards an actual goal. So am I. So am I. I'm still working on becoming your husband. I'm still working on being the father of your kids. I'm still working on, I can make mistakes too. See what I'm saying? So it's
More
not
than one woman though?
Yes. Go ahead.
So
I got a question.
Okay.
So this is a real question. Okay. Can you legally be married to multiple people?
No.
So at that point, you would have to choose. And then at that point, would there not be jealousy? Because
I don't subscribe to traditional marriage though. I didn't even subscribe to that even before really quote unquote being polygamous. See what I'm saying? A lot of times I'm in finance, right? So a lot of times that is just a business entity, right? We can create a bunch of business entities and they actually love being a treasurer or being an actual co-writer, co-signer on my businesses way more than they care about being married. See what I'm saying? So if they can have equity and assets, I believe most women would take equity and assets over a prenup any day of the week.
Good point.
I mean, well, at the end of the day, to me, it's all about the financial cap.
You know what, Shawan? I thought about something funny. I thought about if I'm in a house with 3 women and ain't no breakfast cooking and everybody left, that's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a big problem.
That's the thing too. Like we all get to there's a real thing called postpartum, right? There's a real thing called mental fatigue, right? So they all, and I wanna say this, that this is new. This is something that I'm building towards, but they all agree that they're willing to work towards the actual village itself, right? So they understand hey, listen, we're gonna have to have separate dates. We're gonna he's convincing. No, I get it, bro. Again, it is not for the weak and it's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody, for sure.
It's really not. I always say that I don't personally when I hear people talk bad about polygamy when they know that they're monogamous. That's like me going out and questioning everybody who's monogamous, right?
And you know what else is interesting, and this is gonna this is a positive thing in your situation. It's with people that in a monogamous relationship that they're going through hell, and people in a polygamous relationship they fine.
And it's a lot of people who are thinking they're in a monogamous relationship that's really in a polygamous relationship, and they don't want to admit it.
Elaborate on that.
So if you have a significant other, right, and you're allowing him or her to go sleep on you without saying, as long as he come home at night, as long we have a no ask no tell policy. I have friends and I have people who I know who tell me, hey, listen, my wife knows that when I do on Friday is what I do. And I'm like, yo, bro, why not have something that's way more structured so then that way it can actually make sense? So she's not questioning you because she know I'm polygamous, right? So she's like, well, Ty's probably out here with 4 or 5 different girls because, of course, the polygamous guy got to have all the women when he goes out. Unfortunately, he has 3 girls at home that he got to take care of. So he's definitely not thinking about you guys. He's going out just to have a good time. But that's the dynamic that they think about, right? They're always assuming that people want more and never satisfied. I'm satisfied, you guys. And it makes it a lot easier to be satisfied because I have so much. See what I'm saying? When you get what you want and you're spoiled, it's kind of hard to not be like, yo, I'm happy. I'm spoiled. You know what I mean? And I am spoiled, but I also take responsibility. See what I'm saying? If I have 3 cars, I have 3 payments. I have 3 bills. See what I'm saying? So you got to also be responsible while being spoiled. And that's what people don't want to be.
He makes a good point right there. I got to give it to him right there. He makes a very valid point right there.
I'm going to set my drink to that.
So another thing I want to say is because I don't want to just stay on that. Because we're talking about dating apps and all this stuff.
Yeah. Let's talk about the dating app.
The new way of dating now. People ain't got time. People, on the run or whatever circumstances may be. So we go to dating apps, and there are plenty of them.
Yeah.
So with that being said, honestly, in my opinion, because at one point I did that for a short stint. Didn't too much care for it because people lie behind that. It's even worse when on dating, in my opinion. I'm old school. I'm more personal. Yeah. If I'm gonna meet somebody, I gotta see you and meet you in person or something. We gotta connect. I gotta see you. I gotta see your moods. I gotta see I gotta see your body language. I gotta get your energy right. And I can't doing it through an app like that. And you reading. It's like going to the grocery store. Oh, well, this fruit can do this, and if you juice it with that. No, I got to meet the person. I got to be hands-on.
Well, okay.
So how do y'all feel about the dating?
Yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear the ladies on this one for sure.
So, I am an avid user of dating apps.
Okay.
Yes. Avid. I didn't say avid. I did not. I know what I said. It may sound like
avid.
Avid is.
I said avid.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I did not put emphasis. Anyway, you know what I meant. Anyways, I use them a lot, and I get what you're saying about being like old school. You got to meet the person, and personally, like that, like I feel like the dating app is just an easier way than like meeting somebody. It's like, you got their whole bio right here, right? You can see their pictures, oh, he looks all right, let's click them. Let's have a short conversation, see if I can engage in whatever, and see if I actually want to meet them in person. Because sometimes you don't want to, like, I don't know, sometimes you meet a person in person and it's like, ooh. So I feel like the dating app kind of gives me that. It's kind of like an interview, you got the first interview, you see their resume or whatever. Then you have the second interview where you have a little conversation, see what they're about. And then that third interview is like, okay, let's meet in person. Let's see if I could actually if it works out. So yeah, I personally like them,
I believe that half of those apps are people who are dating in relationships looking for a polygamous relationship. Real talk. Real talk.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of those. But there's
on certain apps.
Yeah, on certain ones. Like
all apps.
They said 80% of Tinder was people who were in relationships looking for significant others.
That's why I got my ass off Tinder.
Yeah, I was on there one time only. No thanks.
So think about that. See what I'm saying? Like these apps are not even structured the right way. See what I'm saying? Because you're not even looking for somebody who's actually telling you the truth. You know what I mean? So it's based off of I would say
to an extent.
It really. Oh, go ahead.
If you're a good people reader, I mean, I've dealt with dating apps for a few years now, and you can literally read people based on their bios. Like, which ones are the drug dealers. Which ones are the relationship people. Which ones are the married guys. Which ones have kids. Even if they say they don't got kids, they got kids. You can tell. You can tell which ones have a bad credit score. Like, you can literally
not the credit
based
score.
on
You can though. You can.
Like, if you deal with people every day, you just know how. Just by looking at someone, how they dress, how they even, present themselves in their bios. Like the ones with the long bios, you're kind of like, okay, they might be a little weird, but maybe I'll swipe right because they said something that interests me. And then when you, like Shayla said, when you get to the second interview and you have that conversation, that will solidify whether or not they are that weirdo or they're just someone who's really trying to intentionally look for somebody.
Now, my thing is, being from the older population of this demographic here, back then we didn't have a Tinder, we didn't have all of this. We had to have confidence, pen, and a piece of paper.
That's it.
And my thing is, some people use alcohol as liquid courage. Other than that, you ain't had nothing else. So
Yeah.
my thing is, if you ain't gangster enough and got no confidence to walk up to nobody, then you gonna go home alone looking stupid. So you dressed up
Mm-hmm.
for nothing. To be
Mm-hmm.
real. So my so my thing is that back then, you know, it was a whole experience in getting to know somebody in public. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it wasn't no, okay, well, let me read their bio, because they could be lying on that. They go put what they feel you need to hear. It ain't gonna be no, okay, well, this is me. And then, like he said, okay, you gotta sift and discern who is who. What? That's too much. My thing is,
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather do that and meet you in person and figure that out then. I don't want to read your bio. That ain't good, because that's a
Mm-mm.
waste of my time. To
I
me, and that's why a lot of people don't even have communication skills. They don't even know how to talk to nobody no more. With us, I can talk all day. I don't have to. I'm not at the mercy of not being able to say nothing because everything's an awkward moment, or you don't feel weird. Everybody's weird and all that stuff.
mm-hmm.
You got to know who you are. Like you said earlier, you got to love yourself, know who you are, and have confidence in what you want. Women love confidence.
They
But can you
do.
not do that on an app? What's wrong with that?
But my thing is, like you said, if I put all that on the app, then
Mm-hmm.
you still got to discern if I'm the drug dealer, if I'm the
Mm-hmm.
this, if I'm the that. You still
But
got
that's
But
to
the
I'm
discern.
fun. That's the fun in it all, to really decipher if the person is telling the truth or not,
So
right?
I don't want to be CSI trying to get on no dating app. I don't
You
want to
always
do
you always gonna
that.
so you believe the girl who gonna call you the next day and tell you she work here, there, X where, see what I'm saying, and be lying about half of the stuff that they be doing. See what I'm saying? So
they
if
still do it in
if
person.
you're gonna figure that out regardless, right? So I guess going back to what Shayla was saying, like when it comes to like qualifying your leads, right? You don't want to waste time, right? You don't want to waste a lot of your attention. You don't want to give your number out to just anybody, right? So why like it's creating a certain type of standards and boundaries, so then that way, and catfish could be a thing as well. You know what I mean?
What? It's a lot of that.
It is a lot of
It
They have
is
a
a
catfish.
lot of
show
that.
about it. They have a whole show.
Yeah. But again, that's also a part of like your discernment, knowing the people, knowing yourself first, knowing exactly what you want, and actually communicating to that significant other or to that person like what exactly your goals is. You know what I mean? And I think that you can get a lot of that done on a dating app because they're trying to get to the bottom of things, right? I want to know this. I want to know this. I want to know this. When you first meeting somebody, it's kind of hard to break the ice. You know what I mean? What about people who are awkward or, have anxiety or maybe not feel the most confident about themselves, right? Do they not deserve to find somebody who can actually like, pour into them and get to know them a little bit through the app first and then actually introduce themselves in person?
That was a good point.
It
Mm-hmm.
was.
That was a
It
good
was.
point.
It was.
I talk to
And
that.
you said you like to see people, like you like to see people's faces, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dating apps now actually have the option where you can like video call that person.
Correct.
Hinge.
Some
Yeah.
people to do that, like,
Correct.
and
Instantly.
especially with the catfish thing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. A lot of people on the apps that I use ask me to video chat because they believe that I'm a catfish because I just look
Mm-hmm.
that good,
Mm-hmm.
But
The pictures be
like,
catfishing, man.
That
The
is your
blends be
daughter right there.
blending. Let me
That's your
find
daughter.
out.
like they're like, oh,
That
like
is a Jones 2.0 for real.
Mm.
You just proved it.
it's just like,
Yeah.
and it's like if I do meet them in person, they'll be like, oh, I'm so glad, like you're who you are, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
what I got to lie for,
Now the worst be the one they be asking you for pictures and you give them your whole Instagram and it's just like, did you not get enough? Like there's 100 pictures on my
Literally,
Instagram.
like, come on,
Instagram
man.
don't tell the full story either, man. I've learned that as well. I'm in media, y'all. So I work some magic with them pictures, y'all.
None of it does. That's why you gotta
Editing
be
and filters are
interpersonal
real.
and meet in person.
But even if you meet in person, you could still be meeting a serial killer and you never even know.
This is
That's
true.
right. So that's why qualifying your leads, actually going through that dating process
This
through
is
the app
why
is
you
easier.
pray about it before you leave the house.
Yeah.
You gotta make
Listen.
sure you send the address, share that license plate,
Yep.
tell where you're going.
First of all, I ain't going to nobody's house. We meeting in public. I ain't got time.
Yeah, right. We
Of course.
definitely meeting in
Of course.
We
public.
meeting in a
And you get my boy Ben number first, then you get my number. You don't get my number first.
meeting
You
in a
get Ben
well-lit
number
spot.
and then
Meet me in the middle of Times Square in New
And
York.
nowadays, you can't even drive your car. You got an Uber. You don't
Right.
license plates. Man, I ain't got time. It's too much.
Listen, it's a lot of, that's one thing I can say, being an attractive man, see what I'm saying? You do get a lot of stalkers and a lot of,
get it.
you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you get a lot of weird women, see what I'm saying? I got women who like didn't like know for an answer, see what I'm saying? So let's say I did give her my number, right? And we're trying to get into that stage, and I'm like trying to create boundaries and say, hey, I'm not interested anymore, or I've moved on, see what I'm saying? Now it's kind of hard to kind of, you know, retract that because she already feels like there's an obligation. I call it the cup, right? Or the sip. So a lot of people feel like they deserve the sip of the cup. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or they think they deserve the cup entirely. And that's not always the case. Just because you got a sip of the cup doesn't mean you deserve the cup as a whole, and doesn't mean you deserve a sip at all. See what I'm saying? So a lot of times men as well, they feel like just because they got the girl number, oh yeah, I'm supposed to smash, or oh yeah, I'm supposed to go on a date with her. See what I'm saying? So they feel obligation.
This is why intentions are important.
True.
You know, what are we dating for? What are we doing? Why am I?
What are we doing
here? So my thing is that needs to be established before anything else. My thing is because you know,
people lie about that. They lie about their intentions.
Women will say, well, just tell me the truth and just tell me what you want. Now, honestly, and Steve Harvey said this, a woman really, I don't think, in my opinion, have the capacity to really hear our truth.
That's a lie.
That's my opinion.
Nah, I agree with that. Emotionally,
if I really told every woman the truth of how I felt, I would be single. I would have never dated nobody, period.
It's called emotional intelligence. It's literally emotional intelligence. Because at the end of the day, I want to have my teeth in my mouth, right? And to have my teeth in my mouth, I gotta not say the wrong things to get punched in my mouth.
Tay said that's a damn lie. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Tay, I don't care about you calling me a lie. It's for real. Because if every man told you how he really felt, you would be this big. Trust me, that big. Hey, I just want to smash you and your cousin. What? I'm telling you the truth. You want the truth? Well, what do you want? Pick a side, nigga. Do you want me to tell the truth or a lie? What you want?
They want. It's called a happy medium. It's called knowing her emotions and knowing how to decipher how to communicate through her emotions. See what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you don't know how to decipher women's emotions, you don't know her as a person, right? Body language. I can tell if she's feeling uncomfortable, if she's getting a little insecure, if she's feeling a little bit frisky. You know what I mean? Like you gotta know your significant other, how she actually reacts to certain situations, right? So I think that's also a flirting way too. See what I'm saying? Like you gotta know what kind of truth and what kind of what can you get away with? Women are good with that as well, seeing what they can and cannot get away with. See what I'm saying? They're the best at that.
Well, how y'all feel about that? You have the floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop my mic with that one.
I mean, women have evolved, so we know
ladies,
what a lot of men kind of want. So we kind of already know the truth. Quite honestly, we kind of make y'all feel better at the same time. I mean, there's some things that women can say that we don't say to men, just so we don't hurt y'all feelings. But
so
I mean, I think it's vice versa.
That's where I kind of draw the line, y'all. You know, because I'm a little different. I've been wired a little different now. Because I'm quick, excuse my language, but I'm quick to tell a dude, look, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Or especially, and I got to say this with all honesty, especially in the bedroom. If you ain't right, I'm
right.
I ain't sugarcoat it. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
And you should.
I'm going to tell you, like, that shit was black. I'm sorry.
How do you create a crackhead? You give him the first one free. That's what
you.
So if you give him that cookie free the first time and he trash and you still like him, You think he ain't gonna want it again? Stop playing. He's gonna want it again.
Like, and the communication, going back to the whole communication thing, like, you like hurting a girl feelings in the bedroom is like war. You know what I mean? Like, girls do not like the bitter truth, especially in the bedroom. See what I'm saying? So yeah, when y'all talked about communication and telling them what I want, like, you gotta have. We was just talking about that as men. We gotta have balls. Like, you gotta have balls, like, to say certain things, bro. You got to.
But before it goes to that point, we're gonna have a whole conversation.
Yeah, you gotta have the conversation before you get in the room.
I don't like that. I don't like this, and that. If you don't like that, fine. It's okay. I'm okay. Hey, you can do you. Because what God has for me is for me. You know, if you ain't with that program, that's fine. I ain't gonna fall out about it. So, but I mean, I like what I like. Period.
That's a fact. You gotta know what you like.
Like he said. Like I said, women, and I think women respect men that got balls and go say what they
love that. That's listen. The three things that women love is a guy with confidence, a guy who speaks his truth, and a guy who don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks. If you got those three things, you got a girl's attention, man.
Period. Period.
That's not a lie.
It's not okay, and men is not. So, whoa! That just triggered me a little bit. That just listen. So. Who do y'all feel like is more complex? Because I hate when I hear men is so complex. Men is so complex. I feel like we're very simple souls. Like,
very simple.
We're very simple souls. So tell me where we're complex, ladies.
I would love to hear that answer too.
I don't know who said that.
Crickets. So that means that's
okay,
that means you're right. All right.
That means
refresh me with the question because I'm
okay. So this is the question. Do you believe that men are complex? And if so, what way? And do you believe our women are complex? And if so, what way? And who is more complex?
Okay. I think I can
bingo.
I think I can break this down because I believe honestly there is a equal and fine line between both.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No. I'm going there. Okay.
We're not going to agree with that one.
And you don't have to hear what has to be said. You ain't got to agree with it. You asked me to answer the question, right? You asked me to answer the question. I'm going to answer it my way.
Yeah, I was about to say we're going to eat them up. Don't worry, bro. We about to.
Go ahead.
That's okay. Now. I feel like it's an equal thing between men and women because you do have some men, I feel, that are more needy, right? And those needy type men require more attention or require more nurturing than others, okay? Now,
are we talking a high value man?
I'm not gonna lie and say that women can't be, overly emotional or, that we don't have that. Now, I can't say that I am all the time, but, as women, we are wired differently than men. So we are built and equipped to handle so many more tasks, I think, than men are. So yes, it can be overwhelming at times. And yes, you will have some women that are over the top. That's not a lie. But again, I feel like it can go both ways. You have some, hey Toya, she said that men are complex. Men pretend like they know what they want when it comes to good women, and they have no idea.
I gotta answer that.
Astral projecting.
I gotta respond to that.
I just want a good meal when I get home.
I gotta
that's astral projecting.
I gotta respond to what you just said. Any male that's needy is not a man, that's a boy.
Thank you.
For one.
Thank you. That's why I said it's a high value man.
Most men are not needy. I don't need shit from no woman, period. I'm good here. So my thing is that and most women, you have to have a daughter, just like you do. And my daughter, if she could, she wouldn't have to do shit. I would do it all. But my thing is, when I plant that seed in her as a kid, I didn't raise her like that. I raised her to be resilient and to be independent on her own. But women are a lot more needier than men. Men don't have men. We don't need all that.
Like,
half the niggas need a PlayStation and a TV.
Like, we don't even need that. We just need peace of mind. We just need our damn thoughts. Just give us our damn thoughts half the damn time.
You don't hear us come in and say,
good.
Okay, we need this, we need that, we need this, we need that, we need this. We don't do all that.
No.
Our home is our refuge. We want peace in it. That's all we want.
Thank you. Peace of mind and maybe some water. Maybe some water.
So I'm trying to figure out how in the hell are men complex. All men want is to be fed, and we want some ass. That's it.
And loyalty, just a little bit of loyalty.
Women don't want that.
I don't even really care about that. I need some
what?
ass.
Oh, see, you got me, lost me.
Ass and food. That's it.
See, that's why I said, bro. I'm going back to what you just said. Like, if I'm getting some good, I need that consistently. That's what makes men go crazy.
When you conversate, you're gonna complain. I don't want to hear that shit. Welcome to the club for members only, nigga. We all go through shit. Get over it. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
You tell a woman that, they'll fall the fuck apart. Men, we are built for that. That's how we are. That's it.
The hell y'all are.
So you're saying
men, not boys. Men.
I didn't say boys. I said men.
Thank you. Men,
men
like women, not little girls.
Men. M-E-N. There's a difference.
So men never want to get things off their chest.
That's not what we said. That's not what we said. We don't cry. We're not.
We don't bitch and complain every day about
the same damn thing. We communicate. We talk it out and then we move on and we figure out solutions. We're not saying that, but what we're saying is who's more complex and needy? That was the question.
Correct.
Now you see how the rebuttals is that, oh, we need it. You see how it's already getting complex.
Exactly.
See what I'm saying? It's tit for tat, right?
Exactly.
But y'all want booty and
y'all. I'm asking the women about the women, not y'all.
Basic food group.
I'm trying to build up to that point. What I'm saying is y'all saying that men want booty and they want meals.
Yeah.
So y'all can cook for yourselves and y'all can give yourselves your own booty.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure can.
Yeah, it's called Palmisha. And it's called food.
And we can go get some snacks.
We don't gotta deal with men and their problems.
We can please ourselves and get some snacks. Just like that.
Cool, bet. Sounds like complaining to me.
We're good. Watch the movie, get some snacks, and take care of ourselves. We'll be all right.
No. Let me stop capping. Like, real talk.
The hand is only going.
Real talk.
This is true.
So far.
This is true.
Intimacy. Intimacy doesn't always mean sex. Like, I love a good, like, rub my head, see what I'm saying, massage my back, lotion the back of my crease of my back. We need y'all for that. We need y'all. You know, you be trying to get the middle of your back and you can't get that part. And the woman can. We need y'all for that. You know what I mean? Like, that coming in the clutch.
But what are you giving to us to give that to you?
What am I? Oh, so we talking. Hold on.
I'm gonna tell you what we need from y'all.
Are we talking about what we bring to the table? Are we going there, y'all? Because we can talk about it.
Because I'm saying, like, y'all.
I want to hear what has to be said. Keep going.
Y'all are saying men are not needy, and then saying you, if it was jokingly saying you guys can fend for yourselves, steal for yourselves, but then Tyrell saying that y'all need that little bit of intimacy, but yet from us, from women. But what are you going to give for women to give that to y'all? Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's half and half.
And you're correct. I agree with that. You're correct.
So the first thing I give is safety.
That's where it comes down to complexity. When we want to give to each other, and it's going to feel like one is giving more than the other. I'm old school.
I give you everything you need to build us up.
Thank you.
I have no problem with that.
Thank you.
You won't want for nothing with me, period. I can get everything you need. But my thing, if I'm doing that, why do I gotta hear the extra? I shouldn't have to hear shit. Period.
But maybe that's just our thing. Maybe we just like talking it out, maybe saying it repeatedly, because that's just how someone would live. That's how someone would get.
While you talking it out, are you figuring it out too?
It depends on the person, probably.
I feel like men need.
Are you helping them to figure it out, or are you just giving them the shoulder? Like, all right, I already heard this before.
Because I feel like this. if I'm involved with you, I'm gonna help that. I'm gonna help you with that problem. But my
Right.
thing is, I'm not gonna help you take care of a problem that you ain't willing to deal with.
Thank you.
That's fair.
And on top of that, like, are you willing to go through the problem on your own first before I help? Because a lot of women, when they get into a relationship, they yearn on their significant other to solve all the problems. Baby, can you do this for me? Baby, can you do this for me? See what I'm saying? Where's your resilience at? Yeah.
I mean, that makes a good point. That makes a good point there. Makes a good point. But then
You know what men want. You know what we want
though.
from y'all. You know what I want to say. You know what we want from y'all.
What's that?
We want to be encouraged.
Thank
We
you.
want to be spoken. We want life spoken into us.
Thank you.
That's it.
We do
I
that.
guarantee you do those
Reassurance is
things,
not always a good thing with
and
y'all.
you
Y'all
be
don't give a lot of
consistent.
reassurance.
That man will be amazing.
It definitely depends on the woman. Because me personally, I am one to lift up my man. Okay, I'm gonna encourage him in every
Well, that's
possible
good.
way. I water who waters me.
Okay,
Thank you.
that's
Here we
fine.
go. I love
That's
that.
not
fair.
y'all
I
right
like
there.
that. Here we
That's
go.
fine
That's
right
fine.
there.
Shayla, that is fair. I agree.
That's
I
right.
get you. I
You
feel
water.
you.
That's a cipher. Now again,
I get that. I would.
are you going to give that commitment and effort first though? Because a lot of times it's like y'all only want to give the effort when you feel like the man got to take the first step. See what I'm saying?
What's wrong with taking the first step?
I never said it's a problem with it. You ain't even hear. Look, you getting a little triggered. You getting a little triggered. See what I'm saying? That enter button is slipping. I just said when it comes to commitment, a lot of times women feel like they can't make the first step or actually take the initiative, right? So why is that? Because I ain't gonna lie. One of my partners, she found me and she was not playing. And she said, I want what I want. And it was actually a turn for something that I wasn't used to. I wasn't used to a woman approaching me, telling me what her standards is, what she looking for, and what she wanted. And that's because she was always in sales. She pitched me. See what I'm saying? Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm doing. And I think that that's a new dynamic that I don't really get to see from women a lot.
It's past experiences, and then you probably are dealing with the woman who's probably hyper independent, who knows what she wants. And there's a lot of women out there that are hyper independent, that are gonna be like, I see that man, I'm gonna get that man, and I'm gonna do what I can to get that man.
And she don't want nothing from me besides me. See what I'm saying? It's again, so there is the dynamic of relationships where on both sides they're both pleasing themselves and pleasing their significant other in the process.
It's literally based on everyone's experiences. Like when you get to the connection, i.e., when you're on the dating apps and you're asking, the person about, their family, are they a single? Are they a only child? Do they have siblings? Especially the ones that maybe have a man who has all sisters or a female who has all brothers. Especially a female that has all brothers, you kind of know what you're kind of, because she's been raised around a lot of men, so she's gonna know the type of men to avoid and the type to go after. Same thing with women who's been with men who's been raised around sisters. They're gonna know how to take care of a woman, aside from a man who's been raised by a lot of brothers or just have brothers. They're not really gonna know how to deal with the woman, and they might need a woman who's going to be patient with him to kind of teach them how to take care of her. So
I agree with that. I agree with that.
That's the cheat code, man. Like me having siblings, like I had 3 sisters growing up, and then I grew up with my mom who's a single mother, right? So I got to learn, like, one, how to take care of women, and one, how to be the man of the household. See what I'm saying? So like I got to choose what I wanted in all the dynamics. So when a woman comes in and say, hey, do you know how to step up and be a man? I'm the oldest of 5. See what I'm saying? I was already playing that role. So it's like it also goes into men who already know the roles that they're supposed to play. And the same thing with the woman, right? Knowing your roles is a major thing. And if you already know how to apply and actually do those roles, see what I'm saying? I don't like when people go into a relationship being into a new, like, let's say you're not used to being a homemaker, right? I get it. And then you go into being a homemaker role and you're not going to be good at it. because you're not used to it. You didn't go through the practice. You don't really like it. You're not enjoying it. So you're gonna feel frustrated because that's not really your dynamic, right? And I think that a lot of women get forced into the homemaker role when they're really a breadwinner. See what I'm saying? That's another thing that I like too. Is like women who are breadwinners are still needed. See what I'm saying? It's like we only think of homemakers as women, and that's not the case. Breadwinners are a big role as well. See what I'm saying? And me being able to be a homemaker because of the dynamic and because of the situations I've been through, I can be able to use that in the dynamic of the relationship.
This has been enlightening, to say the least. This has been enlightening. I'm not gonna lie. But there's one last area, one last shade of gray area that we haven't touched on yet. And I think, I've been waiting for this one all night. But I've been waiting for this all night. Now, there has become an influx of international dating. And I think for women, it really started with Monique in that movie Fat Girls. Like that just set the stage. Every black woman wanted an African after that.
You want to be a sick man.
That's a fact.
That just set the bar. Okay, let's just keep it real. That set the bar. So me personally, I'll admit, I haven't met a good African. I just haven't met a good African. But I'm sure you all, being that you're younger, you're experiencing different things, you're meeting people.
I love international women.
International women.
I love international women.
Whole nother planet. That's a whole nother planet.
The accents, the culture, the support, the gratitude, the appreciation,
the traditional ways.
The
traditional ways, man. The pleasing, the appreciation.
I told Sharon this. I was in Miami. It was some Jamaican people at my church that I attended, and I went to their house. I saw the wife literally make him something different that nobody else is eating. Put that plate in front of him, wipe the edges off. Put the thing and tucked it up here. Gave that nigga the fork and the knife. And kissed him on his forehead and said, baby, go ahead and eat. I said, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. And it was like, David, what's going on? What you laughing at? I said, y'all do that for real?
They do that? What they do that?
I have never seen no shit like that. I was better than a Michael Jordan comeback. I ain't never seen no shit like that.
Oh my God. Bro, you said she wiped the plate and handed him the fork and knife?
Wipe the plate. The edges, how it dripped. Yep. Wipe the damn plate off, the edges off the plate.
And kissed him on his forehead?
On his forehead.
Oh my God.
He doing it right. He doing something right. He doing everything right. Okay? You do the right things. I'll wipe the plate.
You gonna kiss the forehead too?
I'll do everything if you're doing everything right.
Don't play again. A man could be a billionaire, buy the house, do all that shit.
And y'all not gonna do that.
You better get
a maid. Y'all. Every woman is different.
You better get a maid.
Every woman
is different. All right now.
You ain't most women that men with money ain't doing all that. They ain't gonna do all that. Now you cook, so Shayla's different. So I'm just saying most
just because I cook don't mean I like to. Like I like to, but not
one type of girl.
Huh?
Most men with money go for like one type of girl.
That's not true. That's not true.
It is.
I know some wealthy people, and they always say it's.
Because I've been looking.
I'm just saying. I'm just speaking. I'm speaking in reference, right? And I want to say that like the reason why a lot of men go and date international women is because of the lack of respect. It's a lack of respect. See what I'm saying? Like
I
you
agree.
guys.
I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say you guys as in you guys on this panel, but women as a dynamic, it's like they only thank you. They only view men as like they uncles and they brothers, not as they husbands.
And I'm not saying all of y'all, but as a majority, I ain't doing all that.
We is not your uncle. We is
I
not
don't
your
care if they
brother.
bring the
Not your
fag
cousin.
in or not. They ain't doing all that.
So are you speaking on just like the American race or women
Yes.
entirely in the whole world?
I would say
I
no.
said
Definitely
America.
not for the world. I would say the
I-
American race.
I have
I've
never
definitely
seen
seen.
a foreign woman not do that like that for their men.
Thank
I've
you.
never seen a foreign woman not do that.
And their mothers will cuss them
By
out.
default. That's by default.
Literally.
The
And that's
nigga
the
ain't
thing
even
too.
gotta
You
have
don't
a
see
lot
the
of money.
women
Because he's her man, she'll still do it.
like y'all. Women, the moms don't even build that dynamic no more. See what I'm saying? Like they don't even, because remember, it's not the same. Oh, you're not supposed to make the plate for your brother.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to make the plate for your
My
uncle.
grandmother, Grandma Shaw, bless her heart, she's been grandfather. That woman does not fucking exist. That not her. That I've seen. Not like that. It's not good.
I think it's okay. So I feel like I agree to an extent. Okay, like it is a lot of American women who don't respect dudes, and I can say that in full. But it also has something to do with how they grew up. It's like if they didn't see their mother respect a dude, like why do they have to do it?
That's what I'm saying. They're looking at the uncles and brothers. So think about it. If you're raised in that type of household, that type of culture, your whole street, your whole city, your whole country all knows you got to take care of your man, right? And then you go in the US where they like, you don't need no man. You could do da 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 da. See what I'm saying? So now you like, whoa. Everybody on my street got women that take care of them. While I'm in New York and women gonna look at me and be like, spin on me and keep walking. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not the same.
It's facts. That's true.
I can't even give you a compliment without you disrespecting me. But if I went to another country, you're gonna be like, you trying to marry me? What's up? like real talk.
He is right. He's right.
Like I give you a compliment and I tell you that I'm gonna take care of you. She like, listen, what's up? If I give you a compliment in New York, she like, nigga, what else you gonna bring?
Say I rebuke y'all in the name of Jesus. Hey, you gotta accept the truth, sunshine.
It's the truth, man.
It's the truth. When you
I
get
came
done,
here for the facts.
As a whole, it's the truth.
It's not a lie.
And that's older women too, by the way, because that's the thing. I dated younger and older women too, so it's not just the younger women either.
From one area or everywhere in the nation.
I dated women from other countries. I've dated women from other states. I had a girl from Texas.
Just the nation itself, just America.
You said what was that?
Just America. You dated women from every state because literally every women from each state are completely different.
That's true. I agree.
I'm not saying that. Okay, so what I'm talking statistics. So
that at least are raised in a 2-parent household.
Mm-hmm.
They take care of a man.
I can't say that.
I agree that.
Okay, so
I can't agree
on
to
that point, I agree because I have a friend who grew up with 2 parents and her mother is Southern, okay, and she catered to her husband. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
So every man that is in her life, she treat like that's her husband. Personally, that's not how.
The women down
So is that the majority or is that the minority?
No.
Now, hold on now. Okay, so I agree with y'all, but I also agree with Kaya. You know, it looks like the majority, but it's actually a lot of women out there that'll do what international women do. But it's like I feel like international women have just been put on a pedestal, so it's like the American women that will do that have been
No. Hold on now. I'm not saying it's a pedestal. It's not a pedestal.
It is
it's hold on.
In the media.
Hold on.
Everybody wants it.
Hold on. It's only a pedestal because it's preference. Because soon as we bring up preference, just like how women have preference on how they want a 6'8" man who makes 7 figures and have a 12-inch, you know what? Because it's preference, right? As soon as men bring up preference, now women is going down men's throat about their preference. It's the same way how y'all feel about when men date white women, right? It's preference, and y'all go down they throat about what preference is. So if you guys get to have a preference on the men that y'all want to date, because y'all don't want slouches, y'all don't want men who don't do this, and this. As soon as we bring up a preference, you cannot be upset because you guys don't fit in the standard or the mode that we have.
I don't personally have problem. I don't have a problem with men having preferences, but I have a problem when men like belittle everybody else outside of that. You get what I'm saying?
Especially when you say majority of American women, because
I ain't gonna say majority, but I will say a lot.
We're talking culture. I'm not belittling.
Every woman here is not the same. I mean, that's fact. We're not talking about every woman.
Thank you.
We're talking about, if you go pound for pound from international women to American women, international women handle their men, whether they rich or broke, by default. They will honor their men. Period.
Thank you.
That's a default app over there.
Right
here. Yeah, you don't need no man here. It's not that big of a deal. And I'm not saying every woman here, but as a majority, it's like that.
You can't have a biased standard on things, right? Just because you're an American woman, you kind of are biased in your nature because you're trying to point out the X factors, right? But if you brought in 10 American women and 10 international women, they're going to tell you what it is. If I go call my sister right now, like, sis, you gonna do this and this for her? She gonna say hell no, because it's not who. Now, would she do that for her husband or whatever? Yeah, maybe, but she's not gonna tell me right now she gonna do all of those things for a man, because that's just not what she grew up doing. See what I'm saying? We was not brought up in the household to bring your brother a plate or bring your uncle a plate. See what I'm saying? That's just, we're taught fend for yourself in America. You know what I mean? Now, does my sister know how to take care of herself? She sure do. See what I'm saying? Because that is what is taught in our society, right? So that's the problem, is what the parents are teaching in the society is take care of yourself, not take care of your man or your significant other.
So wouldn't that go for men as well?
Yes. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, we're not this. That's why I never said men don't take care, and that's the mama boys and the stuff that we were talking about, right? The men who are not responsible on the things that they need to do. Why do you think international men, they go work so they can get them a good woman? See what I'm saying? They're gonna get them a good job. They're gonna work wherever they need to, so then they can get them a good woman. They'll come from Africa to Uganda, wherever, to come to America to get them a good woman. And I'm gonna say this: international men love them some American women too. So don't get it twisted. They love them some American women. Yes. They love them some American women. So it's not just us. It's not just us going out and looking for international women. Y'all be snatching them too. So don't play.
Okay, so you know, I don't look for them per se.
Oh, now you don't look for them now. It's your preference, right?
It's not my preference. Personally, I don't really have a particular man that I'm looking for, like physically, you know? Like if you could treat me right in the way I want to be treated and so into me as I so into you, then, you know, you could be my person. Okay. But like lately, I have been attracting a lot of African men. A lot. And it's like at this point, I'm not personally searching for them. But you know, if a chocolate man goes across my screen, they either Nigerian or Sudanese or Ghanaian or some type of West African, you know? It's not like I'm searching, you know?
It's because of how you carry yourself. And you can't be mad for being a good woman. Just like the international women can't be mad for being a good woman. See what I'm saying? So you're proving my point. You're proving my point that you're saying I'm not looking for a healthy man. That's a lie, but I'm gonna let you rock with that, right? And then I'm gonna say that not only are you not looking for a quote unquote healthy woman, but then he acknowledging that you're a good woman. So you're not looking for a man that's acknowledging that you're a good woman. I'm not gonna say it's a lie. I'm gonna say that, you know, you're not telling the full truth. And the third thing is, you mean to tell me if you find you a good man that take care of you, and then you go and say, you know what, I'm not looking for this kind of man. So what kind of man are you looking for then? If you're not looking for a good man to take care of you, then what kind of man are you looking for? If
I
you
didn't
don't
say
have
I
a certain
wasn't looking for a good man to. I just said I didn't have a preference.
A preference is a good man. Like you said, you're not looking for the facial features, and I'm not gonna say you're not, because I think women do look for facial features. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all gonna tell me
You got to be attracted to the person.
that's yeah, okay. So meet me halfway. Meet me where can we meet halfway in this, right? So you looking for a man who is gonna take good care of you, that is going to respect you, and that looks good, right? Is that not a preference?
Yeah.
Okay, when you said preference, when you said preference, you know, I feel like having a preference is, oh, I only date white men, or like I only want white men. That's how I looked at it.
No, it's just standards. Okay. No, I get what your standards is just that, your standards. And what I'm saying is you would rather have a good man than a bad man. You'd rather have a man that is handsome than not handsome. You'd rather have a man that is going to be attracted to you than a man who's not going to be attracted to you. See what I'm saying? So that is a preference. And it's okay to have a preference and a standard. But what is not okay is when people try to judge you for that preference. And that is the problem that we be having. Just because you want a good woman that looks good, that's a preference. And it's okay to have standards. And we live in a society where in other countries, they can have standards, but we can't have standards. See what I'm saying? Because you're just supposed to take whatever you give, because that's just the American way, right? We're just good at just taking anything and making something out of it. I don't want to always make scratch out of it. I don't always want to eat noodles. I want to eat something good. I want to have a great experience. I don't always want to take the trash and turn that into something good. You know what I mean? You don't always need to make lemons and turn it into lemonade. Some people like wine. I'm a wine guy. It just comes as is. You know what I'm saying? Just give me the bottle. I drink out the bottle. I like my women like that.
Some hoes down 101 right there. That's pimping.
You see what I'm saying? Certain women come as is. You can get her out the glass or get her out the bottle and take a glass. See what I'm saying? I don't need to build it no more. I'm tired of the whole building.
I like how you said that.
You see what I'm saying, bro? Like, take the drink and go on about your business.
That's deep. That's deep. I like how you said that. But
yeah. This is quite interesting here, boy.
I got the way he's quiet today, man. I like it.
I knew it was gonna be though. I knew it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, well, there was one question in the chat that wasn't answered. And it goes back to what you all were saying as far as, you know, certain women or certain international women or different cultures cater more to their men, you know. And this question was, well, what if you're that woman, but the man doesn't desire that from you? So ultimately, you know, you do have some American women that do cater, that are, you know, nurturing in that way as the customary, you know, international woman. But what if, you know, you have men here, I guess, that don't desire that? You have some men that find that to be an issue. And that's not to say that you all aren't, because you've made it perfectly clear that's what y'all want. You know what I'm saying? But you got some men out here that just don't want that. And then, but yet and still you have what's quote unquote a good woman that's willing to go above and beyond.
He's on mute.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get him off mute. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I was about to say that's just not a traditional man, and that's okay too. Like, we also have to realize like values, right? Maybe he just don't value those things, and I think women assume they know men values, like what exactly the values that they have, without asking them, like, is that really what you want to value? Right? My boy Ben going crazy right now. He like, yeah. Like, do y'all? When the last time you asked your man? Right, y'all just assume y'all know our values or what we desire.
They know us better than what we do. They know us better than ourselves.
When they never even talk.
You never asked us what values and what standards and what we actually want. Y'all just assume that, like women say, I come as is, right? You know what I mean? The standard is the standard because I'm the standard. Exactly.
I don't necessarily agree with that, because I feel like if you have good communication with somebody, if you're paying attention, trust me, people will tell you exactly what it is that they want and what they don't want. If you're intently listening, if you ain't paying attention, then you're gonna miss the memo. But ultimately, you as a man, you all express what it is that you want by the things that you say. You express what you like by the things that you say. And if a good woman is listening, she will take note. And that's just what it is.
I agree with that, but you still gotta know, that's like, to pay attention is one piece of the puzzle, right? Because at the end of the day, you still gotta be able to communicate your emotions. And that's something that I can't read off the muscle, right? How it makes you feel, how I treat you is just as important as the value itself. See what I'm saying? So if I make you feel good in the sense of how I give you massages, that is what I need to know emotionally, how it makes you feel, not just the action itself. You know what I mean?
See, I'm vocal. I'm vocal about everything. I want you to tell me how you feel, because I'm gonna tell you how I feel on everything. So like, I just, everybody's different, I guess. Everybody ain't Shayla.
There you go.
Everybody ain't Shayla.
Everybody ain't Bells. Let's put it that way. See what I'm saying? So shit. If it was men like me out here in this world, I think a lot of people would be married. If I gotta be honest, a lot of people would be a lot more happier, right? So I feel like you feel the exact same way, right? So it's like, how can we bridge the gap?
I got a question for the women on the panel. I got a question for you. What would really make you happy? What about a man would really make you happy with him, to be able to want to build with him?
So, me personally, like, okay, so I don't show it, but I am very emotional in a good way, in a good and a bad way, but more so a good way. Like, I'm a very loving person. Like, I like to, like I said earlier, I like to sew into somebody. Like, I really like communication. Like, if I can sit and have a real conversation with you, and we like go into like just like deep into it, and like you're understanding, and like you're listening, like, and I can't even get this shit out.
So you like a man basically that communicates well?
Yes, and more. Like, you communicate well, you listen, you actually listen. Like, a man that, like, because I put little hints in, like my mom said earlier, I put hints. Okay, I put a lot of hints into what I'm saying, you know, and I want my man to take note of that. Okay, it may be something tiny, you know, it may be something really tiny, but in 2 weeks, you know, if I'm having a rough day and you took note of that, you know, and you do that, it's like, damn, he was actually listening. Like, I barely even said anything about that, but he was actually listening. Like, yes. God.
Now that's good, but the only thing about that is a man don't have the capacity to listen like you do, because we're different.
Thank you. No.
They will.
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying. At some point, if he's listening all the time, he may clock out of that conversation. He may be like, okay, all right, and he's there, but he's not there. So because we don't have the same capacity to listen and do it like y'all do, just like y'all don't have the capacity to ignore shit and not trip off shit like we do. That don't make you bad. It just makes us different. It just is what it is.
I want to say that men don't have the capacity to pay attention the way women do, because that's literally y'all skill. Y'all are the people who pay attention the most. That's literally why we want y'all in a relationship, to see things that we can't see. So the fact that you're asking me to have a third eye perspective with a woman's intuition is
right.
asinine. See what I'm saying? Now, I get what you're trying to say. Have some type of emotional intelligence. We have that. We will never be more emotionally intelligent than y'all. That is impossible. Can y'all stop asking us to be things that is impossible, please?
Correct. I would agree with that.
Can you ask me to be more of a supportive act? Can you ask me to, maybe emotionally be there on a consistent level? Those type of things we can do, but to be more aware than you,
right?
Like that's just impossible.
I would agree with that too. Yeah, I would agree with that.
You want a great listener? You can have a great listener. You can even have a man who's a intellect and a sapiosexual. But to have somebody who's emotionally gonna know everything that you're feeling, is possible, man.
Right.
I've tried it.
I want them to know everything. Like, I'm not saying
but that's the one thing that you said. Think about it, right? The one thing that you ain't bring up nothing else. I heard listening, and I heard empathy, and I heard emotional intelligence. You ain't talk about nothing else besides.
And then you confused by saying I'm emotional, but I don't show it.
Right. So then I gotta decipher in your mind your emotional,
but I don't.
No, okay. So when I said that, I mean like I have guards. Okay. Now if I'm like I have like levels that I show. So if I allow you to see that emotional side of me, then clearly I'm really into you. That's for sure. Because everybody does not see Shayla.
So when you become vulnerable, when your vulnerability.
Yes, when I become vulnerable, like God, y'all coming for me right now. Shit.
Yeah, I am.
We just want to understand.
I need to understand y'all for real.
We want to understand all of that. We want to make it make sense to us.
Because I can tell you what I want from a woman real quick.
Easy.
All day. All day. I love it.
I don't even require a lot. Mine is real simple.
Can I tell you the one that's like the needle that be in my back a little bit?
What's that?
The needle that be in my back is the lack of support. I'm gonna call it how I see it. The needle in the back is the lack of support because when I talk about systems, right? It's always men making excuses. It's never, babe, let's work towards this system.
Shawan, remember me and you talk about that? All my exes, none of them supported what I want to do. None of them.
And you know what they're gonna tell you? Well, I did it, or what did that. That's not what I'm asking of you. If we at the 1 yard line together, you the quarterback, I'm the running back, we gotta run the play.
Period.
Tell me what the last game did, and we on the 1 yard line. We gonna run this play. I'ma hand you the ball. You gonna run the ball. I can't tell you what happened on the last play.
Right.
Support me in my play.
I like that. I like how you said that.
That's all. Men just ask y'all to support the play. We don't even care if we win the game. If you supported our play, if you supported the man,
and we lose, we still happy.
We still happy. My woman was at my game, bro. She came to my game.
You come to play with us, even if we fucking lose, I'm still good. Because we got the same damn uniform on and we cried like bitches together. I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm like.
I'm just saying.
Can I be real? I'm gonna say something that a lot of men ain't gonna say. They want support more than they want sex sometimes. They just won't tell you that. They won't even tell you that. They won't even tell you, like, babe, I just want you to say congratulations. What?
I just want you to say, babe, it's gonna be all right.
Oh, my God,
all right,
bro.
baby. I know the people fucking with you and my baby, but it's gonna be all right.
Or give me my man
just
back.
Do that.
Just come back home
and see what happens.
Oh my gosh. It ain't hard, man. It's just simple things. It's like it's simple. It's really just, again, the thorn in my back is support, man. Yeah. It's support. And if you started to realize how much support goes, and I get you, like, yeah, you may tell him, but you feel like it's an obligation.
if I go with scripture, God created y'all to help. What the fuck you resisting for? You were created to help.
Right? You're
supposed to bitching about helping? Make it make sense. That's
Y'all
your
were
job.
hurt.
You got one job.
You got one job is to run the ball if I hand the ball off to you. Dunk the ball if I throw the alley hoop. You just got one job to finish the play.
That's it.
What kind of women have y'all been dealing with?
We'll be on this bitch till this motherfucker. We'll be on this bitch till this motherfucker cut off.
I was about to say, man, if I had to tell you all the women that I dated to get to where I am today, talk about triggered, talk about healing.
I've been on this planet 52 years. We can do some math. It's a lot.
So have y'all tried? Y'all say y'all tried international women. Now, international women. This is a question for the men. International women from mainly your area where you live. No. Or have you tried dating in other areas?
I prayed for that, but I haven't.
I dated a girl that was Guyanese for 3 years. And it was the worst experience I've ever had in my life. Literally. It was the best experience because I got to learn a new culture. I got to get cussed out in multiple languages. I got to experience new food. I got to learn all it is to know about a Guyanese woman, right? But the worst part was the fact of, like, to be honest, it was the distance. It was the distance and it was the communication, right? Because at the end of the day, we live in two different places, which made it very difficult. And she never wanted to change her lifestyle, and I didn't want to change mine, right? And that caused the rift in relationship. She even apologized to me and say, "We didn't do nothing wrong. We just didn't do nothing right." See what I'm saying? And that's okay. Like, as a man, to hear something like that, to hear the fact that she said that a man did what I couldn't do in 6 months in a 3-year relationship, showed that it just wasn't meant to be. See what I'm saying? And so at the end of the day, I say all that to say, like, yeah, I got through the experience. Yeah, I learned from the experience. And what it taught me was take action when you want something. Take action because I was like, listen, I ain't gonna move. I don't want to move to Guyana. I don't want to change my life. I'm good where I'm at. I'm a businessman. Why I gotta change my life for you? Because you want me, right? Because you want me. That's why you gotta change your life for me, because you want me. See what I'm saying? So it's
okay. Hold on. Now you kind of threw me when you said that.
Okay.
So my thing is, so you're saying the sacrifice should only come to the person that wants the other person?
No, I'm saying that again. We both got to meet common grounds, right? She didn't want to come here because I didn't establish that. I was too busy focusing on family and other things to actually make that a priority. See what I'm saying? So it's like I wasn't trusting her in the sense of, like, you really gonna come here, and she wasn't trusting me that I wasn't gonna actually pull up on her. See what I'm saying? So the lack of trust and distance caused us to lose the relationship versus us communicating on what we wanted exactly and working towards that right then and there. See what I'm saying? Because every time it's like, oh, we're gonna make this plan later down the line. It's like procrastinating marriage. Some people do that as well. It's to the point where they like, I don't even want to get married no more. How many times you hear women say, you know what, this man ain't never gonna propose to me. It's been 4 years, he ain't never gonna propose to me. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. If you are not taking the initial action and taking the initiative in a relationship, people get over it. They get bored. People's attention spans is gone.
Correct.
It's the truth. And I'm gonna land with that. So I don't know. Would you ever deal with a long distance relationship? And if so, what's your tolerance? How long? Is 2 years too long? 3 years too long? You know, what's your breaking point?
I mean, I usually date guys from out of state just personally because within my city people talk and I just don't like people in my business like that. I'm willing to go to see them, you know, make that effort to go, but it's going to reach a certain limit where I'm going to expect the same thing in return, like you come and see me. So like that thing, I like to take initiative.
Exactly.
That's something I've learned. Like, okay, I've learned that, okay, maybe I shouldn't always expect the guy to take initiative. I should try and go and take the initiative and see what I get. Like, I try all these different options. I listen, like, to you guys and to other male friends that I have around in my circle. And, you know, it's going. It's an experience, and I'm just seeing where it landed. But at this point, I don't know. It might work. It might not. But I'm open to it, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other women are, because a lot of people out there are moving around to different states, different cities, starting their lives over, looking for new beginnings. So yeah, that's just.
So what is your like 2 years, 3 years? What's a point where like you're dating and you're like, all right, he needs to take more action or he needs to take more of initiative in the relationship. And then that could be just even y'all moving in together. See what I'm saying? Like what is your tolerance level on that?
I can't really put a time frame on it because I don't know where life would take me. But as far as making the initiative, I say I'll come out like 3 to 2 times. And, if they say they'll come out like the second time and they'll cancel, I'll be like, okay. But they make another effort to come out and they cancel, I'm going to be like, all right, like, fool me once, shame on me. Shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't put the blame on you, J. Cole, whatever. Like, I'm going to be like, all right, I'm moving on to the next because this isn't working. It's like you can put a time frame on it, but at the same time, you never know where it's gonna go. So it's kind of like I just have like this strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Like I'll give you chances.
I like that. I like that perspective. You're willing to take the initiative until you feel like he's not going to take the initiative no more. It's not really a tolerance level of like enough is enough. So if a man keep trying though, let's say he keep doing that, right? He keeps seeing you, but not fully committing. When are you going to be like, you know what? Yeah, you seen me. You came and seen me 8 times, but you ain't come to move in with me.
It wouldn't get to 8 because if they're not doing it by the 3rd, then.
So if he's not moving out to your city in 3 dates, you're done.
It depends on the distance too, as well. Like, so I'm in Cambridge, Mass, Boston, Mass. He's in New York. It can go on for like 5 years. Like it's a 4-hour drive. It's a 4-hour train ride. Like weekends, we all work. Like a few hours is kind of what we need in this lifetime. So eventually, like I'm expecting to not work as much in the future. So I'm expecting to, add more time onto my significant other, the person that I'm dating with, and so on.
I appreciate that. I ain't gonna hound you no more. Shayla, you ready?
So I've actually done like long distance one time, and I wouldn't really say I want to say it's not a time limit, but I feel like it would be more so how the relationship is going. Like, damn, I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I'm getting hangry. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't had no food all day. I'm really losing my train of thought. Shit.
Distance in relationship and time.
Yes. Long distance. Yes. So yeah, I would have to say it's based on like how the relationship is going. Like if I'm putting in initiative and you're putting in initiative, and it's not one-sided, it could go for a while, I guess.
What's a while? A year, 2 years, 6 months, 30 days?
I'm gonna give it a year. I'm gonna say a year. Okay. Because at a certain point, if you like this person and that person like you, there should be a time where y'all actually want to be together. Like, okay, this long distance thing has been going good, but I want to see you. Like, I want this to be a thing. So there should be a point on both ends where it's like, all right, come on, let's come together. Whether it be not that person coming to your state or you going to that person's state, or y'all just finding a whole new state to go in together, So yeah, I say a year.
So my question is, and this happened to me, who moves?
And see, that's where, because I like why should they have to come to you, and why should you have to go to them? That's why I feel like if I were in a long that was gonna be something more, at that point we finding somewhere else to live. We're not living where you living. We're not living where I live. We're gonna live somewhere else. Because at that point you're starting something together. It's like you can't use that, oh well, I moved up here to you, because we're not doing that. You're not gonna hold that against me. You know what I mean?
What if he has a career? What if he's a doctor, a lawyer? You know what I mean? He can't just up and
work anywhere.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what if he has a career where it's not as feasible, or maybe she has a career that's not as feasible for up and move? Talking like decisions now.
It depends on the opportunity in the other state.
That's true.
And it depends on you. Go ahead, Faye.
Go ahead, finish.
No, go ahead.
I feel like if it's seriously something you're looking into, then like if you're serious about being with this person, if you're serious about something, you're gonna do it. Like you're gonna take the initiative to do it. Like me personally, say for instance, okay, we gonna say I'm a doctor today. Okay, I'm a doctor. All right, I've done my residency here. I like this hospital here in Richmond. Okay, I done set roots in Richmond, and I find somebody that's literally everything I want in a person. Right?
Mm-hmm.
If I know this man is going to support me in the way that I need, and he's like, well, Shayla, this place has lots of opportunities. I'm going to look into that. I'm going to look into it. That maybe it's just me. I'm going to look into it and see, like, we want to move to California. All right, let's look at jobs in California. Let's look at hospitals in California, because depending on where you live in, it probably is a better opportunity. And
that was her thing. Like, what if it's cheaper to live in one country, and now, while on the other hand, there's a better opportunity? See what I'm saying? So you're fighting.
Cheaper to live there, but what is in Guyana?
It's a lot of opportunities. It's like the next Dubai. Like, it's really like has a lot of.
What I've heard, it's like majority rainforests, or like.
That's again. I would say before 2010, they got a big contract. It was like an oil contract that got them to get a lot of like commercial real estate. So they got everything that we have. They got the the hotels, the Marriotts, all of the different. Now, is they still building out more infrastructure? Of course they is. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, like the actual what do they say? The populated cities, the major city, it's pretty nice. Now the whole what I want to say, the whole country, of course, is not fully developed. But there is definitely major cities that's like similar to like Africa, right? Like Lagos, for example. See what I'm saying? Like people can go to Lagos and have a ball. You know what I mean? So it depends on what part of Guyana that you're trying to go to, right? Just like any other country. You know what I mean? You can go to Europe and be like, listen, we can either be lit or poor. See what I'm saying? You go to Germany. You know what I mean? You could be wealthy or poor. So it really depends on your financial literacy, your financial income, and the type of dynamic and culture you want to build.
You can't forget about the loved ones too that you'll be leaving behind, and the life too.
Man, forget them. I'm out. Deuces. You think about you getting married, they're gonna be happy for you. I'm out. Listen. Right. Bro, sis, I'm about to go live my life in Guyana with my wife. You can come. My sister's like, listen, you can come in. I'll come and visit you.
But there's some people who have elderly relatives they take care of, though, and they also have to leave them behind, or they'll have to bring them with them. Are you willing to make a compromise with that?
I don't know about all that.
It depends on, again, what type of relationship that we really have. Like my grandmother.
Mama, cousin, all that?
Nah. Grandmother only. Moms, I don't even know. She kind of get that. Grandmas get that. You know what I mean? You gotta, if you a mom, you got a man. You hold that down. You know what I mean? Like I'm big on that. You a mom. You got a man. I'm not taking care of you. Your man supposed to take care of you. See what I'm saying? Now, grandma, different, granddad a little older. We get that. See what I'm saying? But mama, you got a man. If you don't got a man, then that's a little different. I'ma figure it out, whatever. But if mama, you got a man, your man supposed to take care of you until he can't take care of you no more. And at that point, then I'll take care of you. But if he got 2 working feet and that man can go do for himself anything that I can do that he can do, I want his ass to do it. Am I lying, bro?
Facts. That's
All
facts.
right.
It's facts. Period.
Well, y'all, this has been an interesting conversation
Very much
tonight.
so.
Oh my. Somebody put in the chat earlier, we might have to do a part 2 on this one. Definitely.
Please, I hope I ain't hurt y'all too bad, man. I hope we all good. We still good?
No, I was good.
As a matter of fact, I feel like I may not have agreed with everything that you said, but you came off very intellectual. I learned something. You know what I'm saying? I learned something. And I appreciate that. You know what I mean? You gave me a different perspective on how to look at things. So I definitely appreciate that.
That's all I ever wanted to do.
Great value tonight.
You see what I'm saying? That's all I ever want to do, because I ain't gonna lie. Like, I used to get questioned and I call it bullying, man. Women, what makes you think you can have multiple men or multiple women? What kind of man you think you are? You think you're and I used to be like, whoa, I'm still trying to understand all of this, y'all. Like, chill. You know what I mean? It took a lot of self-esteem and a lot of self-confidence, self-awareness to come on, know what kind of man I am, know what my values is, know what I want to say, and be able to articulate that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the number one thing when it comes to being a man, period, is knowing who you are and knowing how you can communicate your values and your morals. You know what I mean? And as long as women can understand that and value that, that's where the relationship and the respect is going to lie. You're going to get a lot further, man. It's really understanding who you are, your values and your morals, and communicating that to your women, or woman if you're only into a woman.
Makes sense.
Correct.
Well, again, I want to thank everyone for being on the show tonight. Yes. We are definitely definitely have to make this part 2, like, for real. Yeah. There's still a lot of untapped areas here that can be addressed, and honestly, we could probably go all night. But Shayla over there hangry, so we gotta make sure.
I'm hungry, y'all. I need some food.
That man supposed to be over there cooking for you while you over here on your podcast doing your thing.
I don't need no man cooking for me. It's probably gonna be nasty.
There it is. You don't need us. That's what we talking about.
No, I don't need a man cooking for me. I'm a chef, okay? I'm a cook, okay?
Okay. So he can't get in your kitchen at all then. He just can't touch the kitchen.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You just said you hungry, you doing work, you chilling. Why can't he come and bring you a plate and kiss you on your forehead?
Period.
You know what? I'm not even gonna say I'm opposed to that. I'm not even gonna say I'm opposed to that. I'm not even gonna lie like that and say I would love that. I'm gonna
land with that. I'm just gonna land with that, y'all. I won the war today. I'm gonna land with that.
You did. You silenced Shayla with the Y. You silenced her.
Not many can do that.
I'm gonna let you have it.
Not many can do that. Right. So yeah.
But I want to thank all of y'all for showing up. We love y'all. We definitely gonna do a part 2. All of y'all were amazing guests. Shayla with a Y, Kyla, the young guy.
Don't mess up her name.
I'm about to say, who is Kyla?
Kaya.
Okay, Kaya. I mean, all of y'all was amazing. I love y'all for real from the bottom of my heart. We can't wait to do a part 2. And in ending the show, I want to say that everybody needs to focus on the haves more than the have-nots, because what you don't have, God is still preparing you for that. Be appreciative for what you have. That's my last soapbox saying right there. What about you, Jones?
Mine is love is optional, but grace is free. And, just extend some grace to somebody. You never know what they might need.
Well, we love y'all. Have a good night and peace.
Hey.
Oh, I'm still here? Oh, shit.
Find us on our social media page. Tune in for our next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you won't miss out on any future episodes.